Okay, so it's right on time now, so I'll begin. I hope we have time afterwards for a few questions, but you can always hit me up on social media afterwards if you have questions or want to connect. So yeah. So my talk is about the 7 mistakes you shouldn't do on stage. And I want to start with a quote from Mark Twain. It says, "The most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why." And I think when you own a company, if you own a startup, if you're really passionate about a topic, that is your why. If you are presenting on stage and there's a topic you're really passionate about, that is your why, and that topic, that startup, that company, you really have to inspire people with, and it's really important that you don't do those 7 mistakes. The 7 mistakes I will show you are I want to show you the mistakes that you don't do them, but it's also very important that I will give you actionable steps so you can prevent them, and you know what to do in action to deliver a strong speech. So this was the first time I ever was on stage. This was in the August 2016. This was literally the first time I was on stage. I was nervous, even though I didn't even have to say something on stage. And my own job was to just stand there and get shown to people, because we are the new one in this organization. But I was so nervous. But through my jobs and organizations, I stood on so many stages. I had to present, I had to be there. So I really had to learn what it means to be on stage. So I can really give you some real life examples on how someone as me, really shy person at the first, became very comfortable on stage and is really actually excited to be on stage. So who am I? I'm Denise. I'm 25 years old. I got elected in the Forbes 30 under 30 list when I was 23. And those companies you can see here are all those companies which I'm currently involved. So I'm currently involved in around 10-ish companies, organizations, and those are all about the startup scene and female empowerment. Because I'm very driven by passion and by the bigger picture, and that is why I do all those things. No one is pressuring me to do all those things. It is because I really love what I do and have a passion for what I do. So I don't see those things as work or as, stressful, yeah, but not all the time. I really enjoy all what I do, and I think that's very important. But first things first, why is a good pitch, a good presentation even so important for you? When you own a company, you will know, or if you own a startup, you know that 9 out of 10 startups will fail, because I don't know if you know, most of the startups are really scared to talk to other people about their idea, because they are so scared that another person will take their idea, their startup away from them, and that they lose their idea. But I can tell you, if you don't talk to other people about your idea, present on stage, network, your startup will eventually die, because no one will see or hear about you. So it's very important that you talk to other people, that you present on stage, and that your presentation is very good, because what you can win is so much. You can have potential clients in the audience. You can have potential investors in the audience. But speaking of investors, if you aren't prepared, your pitch or your pitch deck, if you go to an investor, it's game over. You will be out the door faster than you can say disruptive. Like, you need to be prepared for an investor pitch if you want money from them, and you have to have a good presentation. But let's get back to the topic, like 7 mistakes you shouldn't do on stage. Get right into it with the goal. you can't just go to an event or a stage and with no goal in mind. You really need a fixed goal of what you want out of the event. Like, what is the goal? What is the reason why you're here? To give you an example, Jeff Bezos, I hope you know all of that guy. The way he does with his new product managers at Amazon is they need to write a press release. So when they introduce a new product, they need to write a press release, and the press release is always usually very detailed of what the product will look like and what the product is all about. And with that press release, all those product managers have a very clear vision and a very clear goal in mind. And then they can start talking, they can start making the product. So it's very important to start with the clear goal in mind. And I always talk to startups and tell them, what is your goal? What do you want? What do you really want? And they tell me like 5 things. I need investors, I need clients, I need a network, I need, I don't know what. But it's very important to get one goal, because you can't tell them all those things at the end of your presentation. There should be one clear ending, and that is the circle from your presentation. You start with the goal in mind into your presentation and end with the goal in your mind, and really only one goal. What is the most desiring thing you want out of that presentation? Also, a very good tip is start your slides, like your slide ideas, on a piece of paper. Brainstorm your content of a piece of paper. Don't open your presentation, like your PowerPoint or your Keynote program, and start your presentation. Really brainstorm and get a creative brain on a piece of paper and scribble on that. I always do that before a presentation, a huge keynote, and it helps me so much. The second big mistake is to not have a one-liner. Maybe you have heard about one-liners. Those are one short sentences before you start your presentation. Like when you start your presentation, you tell them your one-liner. That should be the one sentence of what the presentation will all be about, or one line about your startup, your company. To give you an example what a one-liner is, I have the Uber one-liner with me. So Ubers had like, you push a button and in 5 minutes, a Mercedes picks you up and takes you wherever you want to go. It's very clear, it's very simple, but it has a lot of thought about it. So let's really analyze it. You push a button, it seems it's easy. 5 minutes is very fast. Mercedes is an expensive, luxurious car, and it takes you wherever you want to go. You are the boss. So in this short sentence, they really took their words and thought about it, and you really have a strong sentence there, and you really can't mix it up because they really thought about their one-liner. But it's also very important what isn't in this one-liner, because so many startups and people, when they present their company or when you network, start with all those features and everything they do and stuff, and it's so confusing for the people in front of you because they don't know you. So Uber didn't talk about their driver, even though the driver for Uber is like the most crucial thing. But they didn't talk about it. They didn't include tech buzzwords. They didn't write, they disrupt the taxi industry. Maybe you know the joke, because all of the startup people take the word disrupt and put it literally everywhere. And no normal person, like a person who isn't in the startup scene, knows what it means, or usually. And so don't use that word. Describe it in a different version. And they don't state where Uber is found, which country Uber is allowed in, because it doesn't matter in the first sentence. So really think about how you can give a little bit of mystery, a little bit of know-how in your first one-liner. And I can guarantee you, to get your one-liner right isn't like an easy, fast job. You really have to brainstorm. So get really 5 words, concept about your idea, your startup, your passion, and write them on a piece of paper. Like write different versions down, like write 5 sentences down, like different sentences, and then show it to friends, to family, and also very important to strangers, because people who aren't familiar with your topic, your passion, your startup should know what you're talking about. Because let's be honest, friends and family will always tell you, yeah, that sounds good. Oh my God, so innovative. So really get some strangers in there and get their opinion. Also very important, this takes time. To get a one-liner really good, you have to rephrase, show them to people, and rephrase. That takes usually a few rounds, but when you have your one-liner right, you can use it everywhere. You will use it on stage when you present your company. You will use it when you network and you have to present what you do. You will use it literally everywhere. So it's so important to get that right. The third mistake people do is they don't show their vision, their mission, their passion. Because yes, you present your idea, your startup, but behind that idea, that startup, you as a founder are a person, and we want to know your passion, your vision, because without that, there isn't really much there. Because I had a startup who pitched, and I was in the jury, and we asked him, why are you in that field? Because it was so, his background didn't say that and stuff. So we asked him, and he told us the only reason he's in that field is because his father told him, and he's in this field. And we thought like, okay, minus, because you can't tell that to other people that you don't have a passion. Your father has the passion, and literally that was our face. So really show us your passion. It's so important, because as Harry Jackson told us, people may not remember exactly what you did or what you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Because as you know, when a few people present on stage, or when a few people pitch, like startup pitches back to back to back, you will not remember all those details. But if a person on the stage made you feel welcome, made you feel emotions, you will remember that. So the actual steps here are: show us your passion. Really show us your passion. Show us your your excitement. What is the reason, the story why you founded your company? Why do you have such a strong passion for a topic? Show us that. Also show us your why. Yeah, like I said, why are you on the stage? Why are you here right now to present this topic, this company? And also show us the bigger picture, because we always want to know, where do you see your company, your startup in 5 years, 10 years? What do you see how the world changes through your company, through your topic? That's so important to get a grip from the audience and their attention. The next mistake is no practicing. It's just such an easy mistake, but literally not many people think about it, and it's so important. Have you ever practiced 5 to 10 hours before a presentation? Usually the answer is no, but you should practice 1 hour per 1 minute of speech. This you should do the first time you present on stage, to get a really good grip of your presentation. Because what usually happens is that you get a blackout when you don't prepare and are too nervous. So really practice, practice, practice. So you don't only have to focus on your content, but you can focus on how you deliver. Also, if you don't show us your authenticity, like your personality, it's so bad. Show us what you are, like the person you are. Don't lie to us. Don't be too formal. Like in the German language, there are two ways how you can talk to a person, like in a formal way and the informal way. Use the informal way. It's so much more personal. And also, don't think you need to wear suits. Wear something you really are comfortable in. And don't fake it till you make it and are really scared and you think like you have to be a different person, a different personality on stage. Really fake it till you feel it. Like fake your confidence till you really feel it. Hype yourself up until you really feel it. So stay true to yourself. Really practice your pitch and always wear what you feel most comfortable in. One of the mistakes is always if you're too nervous, because I know all of the people, usually everyone gets nervous. I get nervous too in front of big audiences. That is completely normal. But one hack is to give your presentation a reason. Don't see it as forced. You are there because you want to. Also, be in the present. Don't think about all the to-dos, the tasks, the people, all those other things. Really be in the present and only focus on your presentation. Those are a few mantras. Mantras are small sentences you can talk to yourself and really hype yourself up. So before you go on stage, talk about like, I believe in my idea, everyone loves me, I will rock this stage, and really hype yourself up. This really helps. Also, there are high power poses which prep your mind to be more powerful. Because we're quietly running out of time, unfortunately, because I always mention so many examples. I will go through them a little bit faster. So those are the poses you can make to feel more comfortable. You really take up a lot of space with those poses, and this will prep your mind to be more powerful and really I have a lot of self confidence. Yeah. And there are also low power poses. I will only show you those because I want you to know, to see and recognize them if you do them, and then stop doing them and get to those high power poses instead. Because these poses will lower your confidence and raise your stress level. So don't do them. So do those mantras. Practice your presentation and also include those high power poses before your event. And also really focus on how you talk to yourself before you enter the stage. Don't think negatively about yourself or the presentation, and really talk positively to yourself before you enter the stage. The last tip is bad body language, bad posture. Because as you can see, this person, he holds his microphone like he raps. Don't do that. This seems so odd. But what he got right was his hand, like his presenter hand is always between his chin and his belt. So do it like that person. Always have your microphone hand in a good distance to your mouth and always in front of your mouth. And the other hand is also between the chin and the belt. So a tip is also do not move your microphone hand. The microphone hand should always be there. Some people people tend to gesture with their microphone hand and people can't hear you. So really don't move it. Hands always between chin and belt, and also have a broad stand. Do not cross your feet. This will also give you self-confidence. Also, good tip, hold your eye contact. Make the W move so you will always see all those people in your audience. And what is the worst thing? What can happen? Like, you can trip, but is it like the worst thing? You will stand up, dust yourself off, and then you go on. Literally, there's nothing what can happen that changes everything about you or the person. Like, nothing can happen that is so bad. And also, everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. So really go out of your comfort zone and grab the keynote stage and really inspire people. And I want to end my presentation completely on time, thankfully, with a feedback sheet, because I'm always on the hunt on feedback. So just grab your phone and scan this QR code or type that URL in your browser, and I would love to give to receive feedback from you. And also, I'm always happy to connect with you guys on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram. So really hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to connect. And if you have questions, please, write me on LinkedIn or Instagram or wherever you want. I'm always happy to talk to you. So we're right on time, and maybe, I don't know, I have some time for a question. I don't know, let's see. What if the microphone goes with a headphone? What would you recommend we do with our hands? First things first, when you have a headphone, I really don't like it, because it always is moving and it's shifting, and I always have to hold it, I guess. Like, it's usually not so that's such a good tech thing. Like, when I can hold the microphone in my hand, it's easier. Also, what is a good tip if you have both hands free is to talk with your hands, like gesture. Like, it's always fun and easy to talk with your hands and visualize, emphasize something. But you should always be in the presenter mode. Like, for example, always be between chin and belt. Like, you shouldn't put your hands up there and you shouldn't put your hands in your pocket as well. Like, really always between chin and belt. Let's see. Any suggestion for making a virtual? The question is gone. Where is it? Virtual online presentation more fun. So if you have the time and you want to connect with your audience, maybe make it more interactive. Ask them questions. Maybe you can include a small Q&A. I've seen people make some interactive stuff, like an interactive quiz where with like a Tinder setup. Like, he showed us a picture and asked us if it is hot or not, like if the ad is hot or not. It was a marketing workshop, and it was fun to interact with that. So there are a few ways on how to interact with it. And if it is a little game, is it a little bit more funny and on the informal side, it is usually way more fun to interact with it also. Yeah. Yes, I am from Graz. I'm from Austria. Maybe you have recognized it from my dialect, from my not native English. I'm always trying my best, but usually, sometimes my English is not the yellow of the egg. That was for the Austrian people. Could you please give me one tip which everyone should remember in their mind who are willing to start a startup? It's a small and easy tip to just go for it, because I've shown you those organizations where I am involved in, and I am also self-employed with the pitch training and speaking stuff. And it was the absolute best decision I ever made to be self-employed, because it's so much more fun to have your own business, to really start your own company, to really be in charge. So really just go for it, because what can go wrong? I know, like, there are some things which can go wrong money-wise, and I don't know, with co-founders and stuff, or if your startup isn't the right market fit. But usually there is a lot which can go right. And if you have the mindset to really believe in your idea and just go for it and always be happy and positive, it's so much fun, and you can really just have such a good experience. And always keep in mind to really, like, as I said, like, positive mindset, to always keep pushing forward, even though there are some challenges. I can tell you there are, and there will be so many challenges and fucked up things that can happen. But in the long term and in the journey is so much more fun. Like, I absolutely love to be self-employed, to have my own company. And I will always, always tell other people to try it out themselves as well. But one tip would always also be, if you start your new company, I would stay on your job where you get your regular income month by month at the first, I don't know, like half a year until you get some revenue in your company, because it's so much more stressful if you completely dip into your company straight on and cancel your other revenue streams. So it is way more, I wouldn't say relaxed, but it is way more, it's not so stressful if you have another income source as well. So that is why I'm also like, I'm so many organizations involved and also self-employed, because it's so much more easygoing if there isn't so much stress on where your money is coming from. Yeah. Let's see if there is another question. Oh, sorry, feedback slide. Oh, hopefully I'm not too late for you, Natalia. Thank you so much for your feedback. Oh my God, you're too cute. It's so cool. Thank you so much. And also thank you guys for tuning in and staying, and I love it. So cool. You're giving me so much energy. I love it. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, guys. As I said, really hit me up on social media, add me on LinkedIn, let's get connected. I love to talk to you, and I hope you will have an amazing experience with the rest of the Women Tech Global Conference, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, bye, guys. Bye.